Hello everyone, it is a great pleasure to welcome you today for this very special Hurway course FORVIA Talks session. This one is dedicated to Women in Engineering Day. I'm Joey Fang, Senior Learning Manager in FORVIA. Today with me, we have Monique Dalinu, our Group R&D Transformation Vice President, and Xue Yang, who is Innovation Project Leader. Welcome ladies, thank you for being here with me today.
Thank you very much.
So for external participants who did not know us yet, FORVIA, we are the 7th global automotive supplier, and you can find our products in 1 out of 2 cars produced worldwide. We are having more than 150,000 employees all over the world, presented in 40 countries. So what can you expect from today's FORVIA Hurway talk? In Hurway, normally we invite women leaders come to here to share their insights about how they develop their career paths by discussing their life story, their experience, their challenges, and also provide tips on how to thrive in the professional environment. So I'm very looking forward for Monique and Xue's story today. So just a small reminder before we start, you can type your question or any comment you want all along the session, because we'll try to answer your question as much as possible at the end of the session. So thank you for that. Let's get started. Okay, first question always about yourself. Please introduce yourself to the audience to let them know you more and the key milestone of your career. Okay, maybe start with Xue.
I can start.
Yeah.
So my story with FORVIA started with my internship back in the March of 2019. I would consider it's one of the key moments that shaped my career, because after this internship, I graduated from my engineering school as an engineer, and I was offered to join the innovation department of Interior System Business Group. And I will remember at that time when I joined innovation, Monique was our engineering vice president. And I also knew afterwards that it was you who actually passed my CV to my current managers. So really, thanks a lot, because you help as well for my career. And so currently I work in the Interior Business Group, and maybe for those who are not familiar with Interior Business Group, and this is really dedicated for the products that we found inside, for example, the cockpit of a car, such as the instrument panel, the door panel, as well as the center console, etc. And my job is innovation project leader. So my mission is really to develop a new process and products from really the initial concept phase until the final validation phase. And let me make an example for you. A few years ago, we have worked to make the plastic surface active. It means that when we touch the surface of the plastic, we can control the volume of the music or the movement of the windows, and of course it's a car window. And at that moment, the solution did not exist in FORVIA. So our job is really to find a more economical as well as technical feasible solutions to answer to this kind of requests by our clients as well as by the markets. And this is actually how I see my job really could influence and shape the future of FORVIA. So I'm very passionate about that. Okay, so
we can feel your passion.
Yeah. So how about you, Monique?
Alors myself, after my engineering degree, so I think you were not born, Xue. I joined FORVIA 30 years ago, so long time, as an engineering development. So it's not exactly the same job you're in innovation. I was a development engineer, so I joined a team, the Ford Galaxy program at this time, in interior, like you. And I was in charge to, on a small perimeter of the IP, and to secure the readiness of the tool, the process in the plant, and as well, of course, to secure that the product is at the right stage in terms of specification to start the production. After that, I did a different various job during 10 years in Meru, and I moved to the US with all my family. After I moved to India. In India, I was in charge of the Chief Technical Officer of our R&D hub in India, serving the rest of the world. After I joined your country, for 4 years in China as engineering director. Engineering director, in fact, you're in charge of all the engineering job, from innovation to the serial life. After I come back in France, I have been nominated engineering VP for interior, engineering VP for seating, and now I'm in charge of the R&D transformation at the group level. So in FORVIA, we have 15,000 engineers worldwide in all the business group. And the world is changing very fast. We have a newcomer in terms of OEM, in terms of supplier. We have new technology, new mobility, sustainability. So we're working within the FORVIA ecosystem to make our R&D more competitive, sustainable, efficient, and more agile.
Okay. Very rich experience, I would say.
Yes. So back to the starting point, what makes you choose engineering as your career? So let's start with Monique.
In fact, I do not have a moment that I can share when, but since I'm young, I've always been very interested by all the do-yourself in the garage, doing reparation and all. And in the middle class, they opened an option, technology option. It was 2 hours per week, so very, very small, but this make me to touch the technology the first time, and opportunity for me to, at the time that you need to choose between classic generalist high school or technology high school, I decided to go to the technology high school. I did my preparation to the engineering, and I joined the French engineering school, Les Arts et Métiers. So it was not really a decision or a day, it was really a continuous path. Supported by my curiosity and my passion about the technology.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you, Shui?
I would say for me, it's almost the same, I would say, because when I was young, I always preferred actually the science-related courses like physics, mathematics, and chemistries. So even though I was only one of the few girls in my class, but it did not really bother me, I would say. And I would say also for the orientation of science-related orientations, we can have as well as research career and also engineer career. So I choose engineering because I want to apply the theories of mathematics into real practical applications and to solve the technical industrial problems. And that is where actually I can have a bigger sense of achievement, and that's why I'm here and choose engineering.
You want to make a tangible impact in the real world?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And when you mentioned that you have very few girls, because for my generation it was 4 on a total of 150 in my engineering school.
Oh, wow.
Is it the same now still in China, or it's a little better?
At my generation, I would say it's almost the same. There's no big change. There's no big change from what you mentioned. So I would say I hope now it's better.
Okay, so we need to do a better job to convince.
Yes. But as you said, even in that kind of condition, you never doubt it because you know you like it, you have your passion about it, so you just move forward with it.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's why actually I want to also ask you, Joy, because you are the only person who did not choose engineering here. So why at that moment you did not choose engineering as your...
I think, to be honest, when we were 18 years old or 15 years old, we not really know what job means concretely actually behind the name. Yeah. And we did not see so many, a real character in the TV show or about engineering or about other jobs. You see lawyers, you see police all the time. And then I think that's why this kind of conversation really meaningful, because we need to see real people behind the job title, how they look like, what they are doing, than just guessing and having a lot of preconceived ideas. And the second message, actually, I think I don't know if you know that, I changed my position from finance to HR 2 years ago.
Okay.
So starting I worked 12 years in finance.
Okay.
So I mean, it's never too late. That's what I want to say. If you want to change, still possible. So you need to know yourself better and know what the job really means and to find the best match of it. So that's it. Okay. I need to go back to your question. So during the whole career path, what were your biggest challenge and how did you overcome it? So start with Shui.
For me, I would say it was really the beginning of my career when I started as an innovation engineer, because I found myself very difficult to express my opinions in front of the public, and especially when I have different opinions with the others. And I would say I was shy, and also in the same time, when I was young, expressing different opinions was not so much encouraged, neither. And I always tend to listen more and accept decisions that are made for me. And now, as an innovation engineer and innovation project leader, it's different.
You need to project yourself, yes.
I am the owner of my project, so I need to make decisions and defend my decisions in front of my team, in front of the stakeholders of my projects. So it's part of my job. I need to do that. And to be honest, to start with, it was very difficult to prepare for, like, for example, a few minutes general introduction of my project. I might need 2 or 3 hours of preparation, and it was so tough. And I would say to overcome this, there's no secret, is that I need to kick myself out of my comfort zone and take as much as opportunities to practice. And fortunately, I would say at that moment, I was not alone, because I received several trainings to improve my communication skills and proposed by FORVIA. And also have a super manager and who is continuously supporting me and provide his encouragement and his listening to my opinions. And this did really help me to gain a lot in the confidences. And so now you see I'm very much free to expose my inner thoughts instead of hiding them. And here I'm sitting here with Monique and Joy and to share my thoughts with everybody. So I think it's already a big step for me.
Good. How about you?
So myself is more or less at the beginning of my career too, but maybe more when I moved from an individual contributor to a manager position. At this time, I starting by refusing the job. I was missing some role models, some people that I can project myself to work as the same way. And I had, you mentioned that you're a super manager, so it was not the same, but I had a super boss too, who explained to me that in fact you never replace really some people, you succeed to some people, so you have the freedom to invent your way. And I decided to manage as I feel that I should manage. And it was very good experience at this time. And again, to start to jump, you know, to have the courage to go, even if it looks quite difficult. And I would say another challenge maybe we have, or I feel that we can have, is a daily challenge. Our world in engineering is always changing. We are reinventing the world. You explain this very well. And at the same time, other engineers change your tool. So you are always changing a lot of things. And this is very challenging and at the same very exciting, because you need to learn, you need to adapt to yourself alone. I don't think if, Joy, you can imagine, but now we are working with a computer daily. We have all a personal computer to do our job. But myself, when I started, we have no computer. We had no computer. We were communicating with our customer by fax and telex. And now we are working to integrate AI, Gen AI in our tool. You know, so it's really a daily learning, and this is very nice.
You are the front line of all the new tech coming, and you need to think how to incorporate it into complaints. So
yes, but at the same time, the tool that you are using to do it are changing. So you need to adapt yourself. So this is very exciting.
Yes.
So, and I would also say that the two challenges that you mentioned is also very inspiring for me as well, and especially the first one, because when you talk about the role models, I actually have role models. For example, you are one of them. and when I look at my role models, I would say, oh, I wish really one day I would be like them. And what you said is also telling me that maybe we should not be 100% like them. Just maybe
yourself.
You can
with your
do
way.
as good as them, and also be myself. So
exactly.
that's really a good
Very
advice
important.
as well.
Because you can never pretend to somebody you are not, and the best way is pour best out of yourself, and it's also very valuable to the world, to the company. Yes, good. So when you talk about all this, I'm thinking you already mentioned a little bit, touched this topic, is that we know that we have stereotypes and the preconceived idea about engineering, the myth about engineering. So what do you experience the most? You think the outside world see you?
For me, I would say I have some friends who told me that engineers are a part of people who sit in front of their screens and in front of their computers and do calculations and solve the problems by themselves. It's kind of solitary work. And I would say that is not true, because I can see in my daily job we have collaboration, we have teamwork, and we have the work sessions and the creativity sessions. So for me, it's never only solo work. So I would say even as a woman, I would say we also could bring and contribute to this kind of collaboration. We can make actually the exchange more friendly and more smooth between us. So we do actually add our own values in this field. So this is kind of my stereotype that I received. Yeah.
But you said, what for you is a myth? Because as you are not in engineering, what is for you the first image came in your mind when you talk about engineering?
With big glasses, white robe in the lab, and doing some experiments.
Okay.
Yeah, what you tell me is true a lot.
No, in fact, I am doing mathematics all my day. Or no. It's not at all true. In fact,
and mathematics.
But yes, no. It's in fact the job is very, very vast. And you mentioned that we do not have a TV series to maybe to promote our job, but you can be. It's true that we have some engineer who are in the laboratory doing a lot of mathematics. Maybe you can be a quality engineer in the plant. You can be a manufacturing engineer. You can be operational in a plant to help engineering to develop some new product. The career after are very vast. To become a pro manager, to become a CEO of the company, to go to the space. We have a lot of spationauts who are starting by engineering degree. So it's very, very large. And we have always a position for you, in fact, because it's very, very diverse.
So it's actually a whole value chain where everybody can find their place. Actually, with different talents, actually you can find.
And to go back to the mathematics, it's true that the foundation, we all start by doing a little mathematics. To be honest, I don't know for you, but myself, if I am using 10%, 5% of my mathematics education during all my career is really a maximum. I'm sure that some people are using much what they learn at the school. But the mathematics help you to have the logical thinking, the basement after for all the science, chemistry, physics, technology and all. But we are not doing mathematics every day or only laboratory alone. This is clear.
Yes. It's good to know the real reality. And also I saw both of you, you are traveling in different countries. I think that's something I did not expect neither. We thought you were like in front of the screen. But in reality, actually, like company of FORVIA, you work with the international team, you travel a lot, you have a lot of communication, collaboration at the same time. So that's something maybe I think I knew from you too.
And I also know one stereotype in terms of the engineering, and especially for women, is that I heard somebody said, okay, girls should not do engineering because they cannot carry the heavy stuff. I would say that's not true because we are not alone doing our job. We can always ask for help. So it's kind of, it's never for me a barrier actually for the girls to not choosing engineering. So it's also nice that we also clarify this in front of everybody.
Yes, and I think your existence while you are here, it's already demonstrated actually it is possible. Yes, possible, and it's not what we think. Yes, good. So come to my last question. So after all we talk about it, we are still remarking that in class in China, in France, we still not have enough women or girls in the class for engineering. So what do you think we can do to encourage them to project themselves more in this career, or it's about environment? What we can do better?
You want me to take first?
Okay.
First, we need to share the message, because too often we understand that we listen that engineering is very difficult, it's not for women and all. I don't think it's true, really. We enjoy a lot to be a woman. It's not more difficult for a man than a woman to do engineering. We have challenge that we need to go over, but it's not very, very more difficult for women. This is clear. And my message will be more maybe to the parents. I am mother myself, so to the parents, to the teacher, I realize that my parents made my way possible. In fact, because they never block me, they never give me the message that it will be maybe difficult, it will be not for me and all. And for them, it was very simple. I like technology. I need to do technology. And this is very true, because you are never better than when you do something that you like to do. So it's very important, I think, that we share with the full community, the future women will go to the engineering, and as well the people who support them, that it's possible. We have no reason to not succeed, so if you like it, you need to do it and go.
Yes.
And quite agree with what you just said, because I still remember when I was the moment that I need to choose my orientations, either it's science or engineering or something else. I felt that at that moment my environment was not able to really tell me what is good and what is really the engineering, what is the world of engineering. Actually, I have very few informations that would really support me to do this decision. So I would say, apart from what you said, it's also good to have much more communications regarding what is the real engineering world and what we are doing now. Having this conversation for me is already a good initiative. So to really unwear certain myths of engineering world and really help girls and women to know about this world. And I would also like to take this occasion to deliver two messages. The first one is that I want young women know that this world and this environment is ready and more than favorable to receive the women engineers. Yeah, and I also think that because based on my own experience, I feel really well received and valued in this engineering field, and even its male-dominated field. It doesn't matter. And the second message is also that as an individual, each of us will have different mindsets, different way of doing, different way of thinking. It doesn't matter because anyway we need collaboration. So the diversity actually is the key to make us grow faster and learn faster from each other. And embracing diversity and embracing the differences will really help us to have a better, comprehensive perspective of the world.
No, and if we want to transform the world, we need to have this different perspective to move faster and longer.
Yeah, don't be afraid of that. So,
and especially you are in innovation, you are in R&D, so we need this diversity to inspire each other.
Yes. Exactly.
And all the diversity will bring value.
Yes.
In innovation and other field of engineering, we always bring value with having different perspective.
Yes.
Exact.
Good. So now we're coming to the question part. So let me check what we have from the audience. Okay. Question 1. Question from Iman. Who is your role model?
I would say for me, I have one here.
You can start Rachel, as you wish.
Yeah. I have one here as Monique, and I would say when I hear actually your experiences that you just introduced in the very beginning, I would say to myself, wow, I can see a lot of possibilities in front of me, and that's quite amazing as experience. I would say I need to look up to you, and I also have another role model, which is my manager as well, because his way of managing me and also help me to better understand what is a good manager and how I could in my daily life help others as well. So,
myself, I had a few role models in my manager, in my colleague and all, and I am trying to pick the different things, but we all have a role model, and it's very important to observe and to try to duplicate the good thing we see on the different way of working and career paths and all. So this is important, yes.
Yeah, and I would also say one thing that I really, really respect Monique is that I know that you are a mother of several children. And
two?
Yeah, and for the moment I cannot imagine myself to be a mother actually while keeping my job as good as you have done before. So for me, it's respect, I would say, is for my...
yeah, you mean for a real person who did it, gave you the hope or confidence that you can do it
Maybe
too.
I can manage, but I would willing to,
I don't know if you can call me as role model because I am mother. I think the role model is maybe more my husband, more my manager, you know, because my husband took his part to allow me to do my career stuff, and maybe more my manager because you imagine I took my first management job at the age that probability was very high that I can be for the first time a mother, and they decided to go. And in fact, I did at the same time, and I think this is really a role model because they do not consider that it can be a
barrier.
On this, you said, I don't know how I can imagine myself, when you feel that the company is not a matter for them, is not a matter for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
for me, it's more the support we have around, and really this was a very a big role model to see the confidence, the trust that you can do it, and you can do it.
Yeah.
So when it will be the time for you, you will do it. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
an issue, but the fact that you have the feeling, the confidence, that the trust around you makes you confident to do it. So for me, it's more
Make
this
you feel
moment
more
is more the
secured.
role model of the people around me,
The
which is very
supporting
important.
system. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because I also heard sometimes people said, okay, for the girls and the women who want to change their job and a certain age, people will ask, are you
sure?
are you
What is your
married
plan?
or, yeah, have you have your children? And for the moment, I would say in FORVIA, I didn't see this kind of questions coming. So as you mentioned, it's also a kind of
culture of the company,
yeah.
and the culture of the company. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Next question from Audrey. What do you prefer in engineering?
Myself is very diverse.
Yeah.
This I love it a lot. You do not do the same thing. For example, when you work on the program, the beginning of the program, when you're in the design phase, and after you will kick off the tool, and after you will follow the tool in your plant and all. It's not the same thing, but you can be in the plant. The day is not the same. The day tomorrow is not the same day that today, and this I love a lot. This
The change, the challenge.
The change, yes.
Okay.
I would say I almost share the same opinion of Monique, because for me, the diversity, the way that we are really working today, really have a different challenge for each day. It's not that we're repeating the same job the day and day and day after day. So for me, that is also the most inspiring, most challenge and charming part for me for engineers. So I see a lot of possibilities. That's quite, yeah.
Good, good. Question from Jules. Does engineering diploma still have the same importance as in previous years?
Alors, you mean to do a career?
I mean, yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
I don't know. I think after 30 years of career, I don't think that the people take care which diploma I did years ago. I think to enter in the beginning, at the beginning of the life, you need to decide to go for the engineering school who match the most with your, because you have a lot of variation of different engineering school, more in the material, more in the manufacturing, aerospatial and all. I think at the beginning of the career, yes, it's important. After, my
It's
feeling is
about your
less. I don't know. You are closer to use your.
I would say that the degrees actually, as you mentioned, is just a ticket to enter to this domain. And afterwards, the most important is yourself, is your competence, your capability of learning and your capability of understanding and also doing well your job. And this is the most important part, and which really important to determine if we can succeed in the engineering or not.
And once again, back to my experience, like I said, as when you were 18 years old, you don't really know actually. You just do something you think at that moment the most valuable for you, and then afterwards, any moment you can adapt, you can still learn. Like you said, always learning, always changing.
Yeah.
So it's a whole life education, whole life learning. So,
Yeah, I totally agree with you, because there is always one sentence that motivates me, is that when you feel motivated or feel intrigued by something, just do it. Just have a try, because you are the only person who design your life. You are the only person who can tell if this is the right path for you or not. So just have a try.
Yeah, before you're trying it, you don't know the feedback from the outside world. You don't know if it's really for you or not. So yeah, instead of evaluating too much, maybe just try it
step by step.
Yeah, and don't take it as a final decision either. So that will maybe make you easier to move forward to try it. Yes. Okay. Question from Amy. Why did you choose the automotive field?
Good. No, good, because in fact,
So starting from engineering and then automotive.
Automotive, yes. Because some people decide from engineering to go to an automotive engineering school. Myself is because I had an opportunity to meet different companies when I was at the school. You know, when you need to decide what you will do next, and I met some people from FORVIA Group at this time, and the innovative spirit, to change the world, you mentioned, this very inspired me at this time, and I consider that it should be my domain. It was really the change, innovation, very international, very dynamic. This is why I decided, not maybe it's not necessary to the product itself, but there is a dynamism around the company and all the message.
You also need the right environment to thrive. And, yes, that's
true. So sometimes, you have a conversation, and this conversation change your life. It was the case for me.
True. Yeah. And this actually reminds of one of the questions that I received during my interview, because when I get my interview with FORVIA, it's often people will ask, why did you choose automotive if there's something that were really special in this domain for me? I would say, because I mentioned before, when I want to really apply the theories into practical usage, I would say automotive is the biggest mechanisms that we see every day on the street.
And on the street,
on the street, very close to everybody. And so for me, it's like it's obvious.
Yes, you can touch it.
Yeah, it's an obvious choice. And otherwise, what else is so common and on the street, and everybody will have
part of people's life. Yes.
Yeah. So that's also why I start to enter into this automotive domain. And once I enter into it, once I start my internship with FORVIA, what really kept me actually in this domain is the culture, the environmental, and how to say that, the ambience in a general way. I have a good manager, I have a good colleagues and teams, and so that's why I continue to work in this.
True. So when we talk about stereotype about engineering, there's also stereotype about automotive industry. Before I joined FORVIA, I also have stereotype about how automotive company can be,
very man dominant.
Yes, and very classic, very traditional. But as you said, when you try, there's different companies. Even within the same industry, they have different cultures. So you need to not limit yourself by stereotypes and have a try.
Exactly.
Good. Okay, let me see. A lot of questions. Questions from Natalia. Natalia, what's your expectation for engineer women in the automotive industry? Also, it's getting narrowed down, I think, the question for the expectation for engineer women in the automotive industry.
I think you very well explained that we can bring our diversity, our different perspective, and maybe we have a vision of the product is different, so we will influence the product differently. But I think it's really, a diverse perspective is very important. And after, we are buying car, and we are user of the car. So I think it's really our perspective can be different. And in the way of working, our collaborative way, our capacity to push the convergence to different things. So I think the woman will bring on as the man too, but we can bring our specificity, in this one. I don't know yourself, as well in innovation, do you feel that it brings something different?
I would say it's not only a question for women, it's also a question for everybody. How could we bring our values in the work and in this engineering world? And as you mentioned well, is our personalities, our unique points actually help us to enrich the whole environment. And that's actually how I see what is expected is bring yourself, be yourself, and come here, and we'll find a way to work together and to grow together. That's
like you said, we can't. We start to repeat, but it's a real truth is that don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. And question from Khalid: what trends do you see shaping the future of engineering, and how can we aspiring engineers prepare for these changes?
Alors, for engineering in general, it's clear that we'll have a big change with AI, Gen AI. A lot of tools are coming. We used to do our job ourselves. Now we will have a co-pilot in the computer helping to do the job. So I think we have in front of us a lot of technology change. Yes, this is clear in the way to do the job, and this should help us to do new product, really to optimize even more the product, because we'll have much more capacity to do it. So I think we'll learn as an engineer maybe years ago, I mentioned that we had no computer. So years ago, we were doing the calculation more or less on the paper. We're starting to have simulation. And now I feel that engineer will have in your computer a co-pilot with AI, Gen AI to support you and to continue to maybe to go at the maximum of the product optimization and all much faster than today. But after, as an engineer, we need to manage the collaboration, to do the convergence with the different departments. All this job will be maybe even reinforced because you will have some people to help you to do the basic jobs that today we are taking a lot of time to do it.
Okay. Yeah, and I would say when I graduated, I heard very few about generative AI because generative AI is really the recent, quite new actually. So I would say for young female or young graduated people to join the company, I would say our expectation also to say, okay, now you graduated with this kind of background, with this kind of knowledges. So try to teach us because we are also here to learn from you and we are going to work together. You have your new learned tools and skills and we have our experiences so we can work together and to make the future and really to create something which is amazing and new for everybody. So.
And it's been the same for when you work on the operation and all. It's clear that our job will be different with this arrival of this new technology.
Yes, and maybe it helps you to save more time for basic tasks, and then you can do more, creative part. And yes.
So I hope we will engineer even better. We will optimize our production even better. We will optimize all the stuff we are doing.
Yes. Yeah. It's like. Well, before the computer was created and people are wondering what we are going to do with the computer, and now with the generative AI it's also a tool for us. So it's just a question for us how to use them and to serve ourselves, serve our job. And
yes, and we are still the one who take decision, who make it creative, everything. Yes. Okay, let me read all this question. Okay, now it's come to a more personal part, like what is your target in your career?
Difficult, yes. My target is clearly to continue to learn, to continue to enjoy, to learn, to discover new things. Yes. I don't know. I never targeted the next step for my target in the past, so I will not start now. But it's really to continue to create value. I want really to create value and to learn for myself. And yourself?
Yeah, it's a difficult question, I would say, because people, I often have this kind of a conversation with the HR of our seat because they are quite supportive as well to help us to develop our career, etc., etc. So each time when she asked me, what is your target and what is your next step, it was a difficult question. And I would say the first thing coming to my mind is that I really feel very passionate about what my manager do, because I know he is doing pretty good job and he's very working well and in his domain, and he's really have a global visions of the roadmap of his domain, etc. And for me, it's like the role of a role model, actually, to help me to project myself in the future. It could be one of the possibilities, but I cannot say that for the moment I'm really targeted, but I know that his job is very interesting because he is showing a good example.
So you don't want to say that you want to take the job of your manager. This is what you mean. But, okay.
But you can understand.
Yes, but maybe to move to a management position.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah.
Not maybe your boss, but...
No, it's not be my boss. It's just this kind of nature of function to say it will really be very interesting, and maybe in the future, as you said, take a post of manager in the future. But
yeah, but it's true, allowing yourself to speak out loudly. Yes, like you said, it's a part of the.
But now he's aware.
Yeah.
Now he's aware.
Yes, good. Okay, so what is your advice for women in their careers?
Advice is maybe do not hesitate to jump. Okay, We have always some bridge we need to go through. We may be afraid at the beginning. I think we share that it was not so easy maybe sometimes to jump and do it because
when you say jump, you mean more important responsibility?
Yeah, no, whatever you want to do, to take new challenge,
yes.
to not hesitate to take the chance, you can do it. You know? Because sometimes maybe myself, I see that I has been supported sometimes to take some challenge that maybe myself I was not really ready to go through, and I have been supported to do it. I never regret. So it's very important that we have the courage to do it, to trust in ourselves. Sometimes as a woman we are maybe less self-confident than a man. It's very important in fact to do it, to do the effort, to take new challenge, to learn new things, to move. So it's what I said, to jump. Sometimes you have the impression that yes, if you want to move in your career, you need some time to
jump to the
test
unknown.
Yes.
Yeah, get out of your comfort zone, actually.
Exactly. My only advice is this one.
Okay. And from my side, I would say this is what we always mentioned during our conversation, is that for young females and for young women, it's very important to be self-confident and to be able to express our unique points. And this is something that, for me, it's a lesson. Actually, it's a lesson that I learned for myself, to be able to express myself, to be able to show myself, to illustrate myself. This is something I would really recommend for each young women to stick to your inner selves, to not be influenced by the people around you. Maybe influence in the way if you really accept that, but not to oblige yourself to really say, okay, they are right, so I need to do in their way. But insist on your own position and be strong and be confident.
I even think that's one of the key moments where we transit from a organizer or manager to leader. I think that's a moment where you think you can mark your opinion. You have something. You have a vision about the world you want to put in place, and you are there to say it out and to try to influence others. That's the moment you start to lead. I think that's maybe the very key point. Yes. Yeah. If I want to sell something to them.
Yeah. Maybe I will change a little bit topic because something comes to me when we talk about what is my projection in the future. I would say when I really refer to my manager, now it's much more clear for me, because what I was thinking is really about the leadership, the influence that he is able to deliver and he is able to do. And this is really, this aspect for me is the most important. And I really want to do that.
To be a leader, not a manager.
The leadership.
Yes. Okay, so it's a very interesting and inspiring conversation. Thank you both being here with me, and it's really, really nice. And then at the end of the session, I want to say something to you in front of the camera. No, not camera, the screen. If you found anything interesting or inspiring during the whole conversation, don't hesitate to share to someone you think it might be helpful or meaningful to them. Because you see, during the whole session, as Xue and Monique said, they have been encouraged by the environment. So maybe you can be the one who contributes to the environment. So thank you. Thank you both. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.